What's going on, world? It is I, Timmésha, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. Welcome to our community because turning pain into power is sexy. Now, y'all know that when I come here with a message, and sometimes it's back to back, sometimes it's few and far in between. But when I got something to say, I'm coming to say it. And so I hope you're here to receive it. For those of you who are subscribed here on our community, thank you so much. Hi. Hello. How are you? And to those of you who aren't subscribed here in our community, what the hell are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Don't just be around here lurking. If you are part of this colony, I am the Queen Bee. Timmésha B. I just made that part up. Anyway, let's get right into it. So I'm doing a series on how-tos. For some time I've been speaking generally about, what it means to turn your pain into power and going on the dark night of the soul journey, the odyssey to activate and unleash your power, your purpose, your mission to bring to light to the world your gifts, your talents, your skills and abilities, and how you have to go on this inner dark journey to make that happen. And so now we're going to start breaking this stuff down and start to go into the how-tos, the tangible day-to-day things you would do to start putting into practice your power. Because once you activate and unleash your power, you have to put it to practice. You have to start learning how to wield your power. You ever see one of those movies where, I don't know, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch or something like that, and she's coming into, the full moon's coming and she's coming into her power, but she doesn't know how to really use it yet, and so she's still being taken advantage of and still kind of being pushed around and bullied around and overlooked and rejected, and people are playing with her, playing in her face, right, until she comes into her power. You know those types of movies? Well, it's like that when you activate your superpower on this journey, and you are activating it for the purpose of your mental health, of your well-being, of your physical well-being, for your beauty, for your mission, your purpose, and all that good stuff. And so for your emotional intelligence. And so you've got to put this stuff to practice. Once you activate it isn't just, okay, let me go out here and just willy-nilly start making shit happen. It doesn't work like that. Everything is a practice. And so let's dive right into this practice of turning your pain into power. Now I'm going to call this how to turn your pain into power by no longer shrinking. Now, bear with me. Bear with me. We hear people say this all the time, like, don't shrink, don't shrink yourself small to make other people feel comfortable. We hear that kind of stuff all the time. Now, I'm not talking about the general ideology of not shrinking that people talk about. I'm talking about this on a literal, tangible, physical term level of not shrinking. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. I went to a casting call about, I don't know, maybe a month ago now. And at this casting call, there were a number of women there, a lot of models, actors, and singers, and dancers, everybody in the creative arts. And there was somebody that I knew. It was like a mutual friend that I knew some years ago. Her and I did a photo shoot for a book cover together some years ago. And she says, "Hey, Timmésha, it's me." And I was like, "Oh my God, hey girl, how you doing? Oh my God, it's been so long." And so we hugged, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we got to get a photo. Let's get a photo." And when we posed together, now she's tall, but I was taller. And when we posed together, I found myself bending down to her level, to her height, to take the photo. Now, this isn't the first time I've done this. I have done this in every photo I have ever taken with a woman or a man who may be significantly shorter than me. Every photo I've ever taken, I have bent down to that person's level. And so I'm sharing this because I want you all to know how imperative it is to start training the psyche, the mind, with new muscle memory, right? To start carving out these new pathways of being as you come into your power and your purpose and who and what you are. It's very, very important that you start to train your mind to see yourself standing upright fully in your power at all times, especially when you are in rooms networking and collaborating with folks. You're on stages, you're whatever it is that you're doing in your power and your purpose on a very tangible physical level. It is important that you remind yourself to stand up tall, to stand upright. Now, this is something that I do when I'm by myself. When I'm walking, I'm standing up straight. I'm talking to somebody and they're, talking to somebody, I'm standing up straight. But I notice that when I'm talking to someone shorter than me, that I have a tendency to lean into them, to lean over. I would hump my back and my shoulders to bend down to their level. And taller people have a tendency to do this. And I remember I used to do this as a kid too. I used to slouch and hump over. And until I had tall women around me to kind of pour into me and teach me confidence and keeping my back straight. And my mother, she's a short thing. She's 5'2", right? So I was always kind of bending over to talk to my mom and things like that growing up. But I remember if she saw me slouching as a kid, I remember she would walk past. She could be going to the kitchen. I'm on the floor or the couch or something. And she would pop me, get that back up straight, girl. And I would, hold my back up straight. And even now I have that muscle memory that if I'm sitting in my office chair, I work a job outside of doing YouTube. I'm a flight attendant. And when I'm in those jump seats on the aircraft, it's so easy to slouch over, especially when you've been upright in heels all day. It's so easy. So I'm consciously reminding myself to sit up straight. But particularly when it comes to activating your power and keeping yourself, upright, it's important to remind yourself to do this even in the presence of people who are shorter than you. What I'm still having to teach myself is to remind me that it's not my responsibility to get on your level. It's not my duty to get on your level. Right? It is not my duty nor my responsibility for me to try to lower myself down in a way that you can reach me, in a way that you can hear me. It is your responsibility to stand as tall as you can to reach where I am so that you can hear me. I'm hearing Lil Wayne in my head. He said, I'm not talking fast, you're just listening slow. Now, this isn't from a place of ego. For those of you who are listening to this isn't for those of you who are emotionally unintelligent. This is for the emotionally intelligent chosen ones who get this message is for them. Okay. If you're still in your journey, you're still working out the kinks in your unhealthy ego, then this isn't for you. You're not ready for this yet, because you'll take this and you will taint it with your unhealthy ego. We don't want your shit on this. Okay. Don't go taking this and run with it and acting like your shit don't stink. This isn't for those of you. Okay. If you're here, get the hell out of here. All right. This is for those of you who get it on an emotionally intelligent level. Okay. There is a difference that I've had to tell myself. There's a difference. I just saw this in a recent post. It was Viola Davis' post on her Instagram. If you don't follow her, you should follow her. She's amazing. She posted, I don't know if it was her quote or somebody else's, but it said, there's a difference between being nice and being kind, or being nice and being a good person. And so I found that me being taller, and I'm only 5'9", I'm not, 5'11", 6 feet. I'm 5'9", but when I'm in my heels, I'm about 6 feet, right? I'm about 6'1". And so in most settings, I tower over people. And I found that I would bend over to talk to people who were shorter than me, because I wanted to prove that I was humble, that I had humility, that I could, somehow just, shrink and bend myself to meet people where they were, so that they wouldn't feel intimidated by me, so that they wouldn't feel uncomfortable standing next to me. And that has been to my own demise. Those types of actions are one of the culprits that foster mental health issues. It fosters and it teaches your subconscious mind and your energetic bodies to be insecure. You teach yourself to lack confidence when you do that. You're teaching your brain that when you're in rooms and you are too big for other people, you're too tall for other people, you're teaching yourself that you are too something and to shrink it. And so a amazing practice to start implementing today, and I'm right here with you, implementing today, is when you're taking photos, okay? I don't know what you do for a living. Maybe you're a writer or a speaker like me. Maybe you're in media communications. Maybe you're a model. Maybe you're a teacher. Whatever it is that you do, unless they are a child or a baby or a puppy or a dog, you don't bend over. You stand up straight. I was just looking at a recent photo that I posted on my Instagram, and I was looking at how I bent down to my counterpart, friend girl who I ran into in the photo, and I was just really, I kind of looked at that and I shook my head and I was like, Timmésha, what does this really mean? It means what it always has meant. It meant that I was still having this residue, even though I am in my power, in my purpose, I know what I'm here to do, there's still this residue or this part of me that feels that I have to shrink. And in the physical form, not mentally, like I have to shrink my opinions or my ideas or things like that, but just in a physical form. And so I'm sharing this with those of you who are on this journey of activating your purpose and your power and making your power your superpower. Start to put these types of things into practice. Start being conscious. Pay attention to your body and the body language that you're giving off when you are in the presence of other people. Are you actually shrinking physically? Right? Even if you're not saying a word, even if you're not speaking in rooms, you're not on a stage, you're not having a microphone, and you're not, it's not that. Pay attention to your body. Are you shrinking in your body just because a person is shorter than you? Have you taught yourself that shows your humility and your humbleness by bending over? And if so, is that even coming across? What is that really doing for them that you are able to bend over and shrink to them? If anything, when you think about it, looking at it from the outside, it looks as if the person who's shorter than you is pulling and drawing your power to them. Because you are the one bending down into them. Right? As if you are the sunflower and they are the sun and you have turned and bent towards them. As opposed to them rising up and meeting you where you are. Not because this is a competition or some type of contest or some type of, no, you come to me, I ain't been out. No, it's not that. Okay. This is you standing upright because it's healthy, number one, for you to do so physically, to stand with your back straight and to stand upright. Right? Because it's necessary for you to stand upright and in your power. And because this is your height, this is who you are, this is your body, why should you have to bend it? For anyone, for any reason, if anything, may they rise to meet you where you are. So anyway, I hope this resonates. I told you I'm going to keep these videos succinct as possible. I'm going to get the message out and be done. If you haven't gotten your copy of Activate, Unorthodox Philosophies that Explore Anxiety, Depression, and Suicidal Thoughts as Symptoms of Suppressed Superpower, go ahead and get that. It's on TikTok. If you follow me on TikTok, it's Alchemity on TikTok. It's also available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Go ahead and get your merch. Fear of Feminine Power is a mental disorder. You can order that on my website, TimméshaBurgess.com. Shoot me an email, let me know, where you are, and if my messages resonate with you. Make sure you like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know that, again, this message resonates with you. Let me know, hey girl, I've been thinking about that. That's been on my mind. Thank you for sharing this video. Okay. For those of you who do leave me comments, I appreciate you so much. It's some amazing comments, some amazing folks out there. Listen, I read every comment. I really, really do. And it just warms my heart to those of you who tell me how much of what I shared has helped you and is still helping you. So anyway, what else is there? Oh, and lastly, but definitely not least, I am available for booking. So if you are having your seminar, your lectures, or your conferences, or your webinars, or your sister circles, or your meditation or yoga retreats, or whatever it is, baby, call me. Oh, call me. Oh, when you need me, baby. You don't have to worry. We can do something. That's sweet, girl. Listen, call me. Yes, I'm available for bookings. You can inquire about what it looks like to book my services, my speaking services. Email me at Timmésha Burgess at gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram or something like that. Listen, I'm not hard to find and get in touch with, folks, so make sure that you reach out to me. Listen, make sure that you're reaching directly out to me and that it isn't some scam page or anything like that. All right. You can go to my link tree. My link tree has every site of where I am. If it's not on my link tree, then it's not me. Okay. The only thing that isn't on my link tree is my personal YouTube, which is Timmésha Burgess. That is me. It's just not on my link tree because Linktree only allows you to link one YouTube. But that's the only other thing that that's not on my link tree, but that actually is me. But if you want to ensure that it is me, email me, TimméshaBurgess.com, or you can send me a message through my website, or DM me. And again, it's Timmésha Burgess. Make sure it's really me, okay? Anyway, that's all. I will speak to y'all in the next cast. Ciao for now.